Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific movie. So today, that specific movie is called Paradise Highway. This dramatic thriller will be available in select theaters and on video on demand on July 29th, 2022. The movie is rated R and is an hour and 55 minutes. And the movie review mom grade I'm giving it is a B. So don't go. Give me a chance to explain why I picked that grade. So I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, if there are any, and even recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you might also like. All right, let's dive in. In a nutshell, the story is about a female truck driver who's forced to smuggle illicit cargo in order to save her brother from a very deadly prison gang. With FBI operatives hot on her trail, Sally's conscience is challenged when the final package turns out to be a young girl. It's the presence of Morgan Freeman and Juliette Binoche on the movie poster that will really pique your interest in the movie. At least that did for me. Fans of Frank Grillo will also take notice as soon as they find out that he's in this action thriller. The film was written and directed by Anna Gutto as her debut feature. So well done, Anna, especially first time out of the gate. So there were plenty of things that I liked about the movie. First of all, we've never seen, at least I haven't, seen Juliette Binoche look quite like this before. She's gritty and tough and dirty as a big rigged truck driver. As always, she does a fantastic job. Juliette Binoche spends most of the movie in her truck with young actress Hala Finley, who also performs well, especially as a young girl. It's rare to see Frank Grillo not be in the middle of the action in a movie like this. And so I was kind of surprised. He was a little underutilized, but what he does very well. There's a sad conversation about why kids who are kidnapped in the sex trade don't try to run away. And I've often wondered that myself. Morgan Freeman's character, or salty character, I might add, gives us an interesting and heartbreaking answer. There is some suspense mixed with heartwarming moments. So, with that praise, there were still a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better. For example, I thought for sure we would see a beach scene at the end of the movie. And because of that, I was thinking that the title of the choice was an odd choice. They're not in paradise. They're driving, down dusty old roads and freeways. However, there's a postcard with a picture of the beach. And I thought, okay, so that must be the Paradise Highway as they're dreaming of paradise, or one particular character is. And so I thought, well, of course, they're going to wrap this up in paradise, on the beach. And maybe that's a spoiler, but there's more to the story than just ending in a tropical locale. So let me give you some tips for parents. There is some profanity and many F-bombs, several of them spoken by a young girl. I hate that. There are jail scenes. We see cigarette burns on a man's hands and tortured bruises on his chest. So we know things are not going well in prison for him. A child is kidnapped, obviously. We see violence with various weapons. You see several people get shot and bloodied and die even. A girl throws up all over herself, so that's delightful. We see a young girl in her underwear. Some of the themes that are illustrated are family, human trafficking, sacrifices, past traumas, abuse, betrayal, trust, loneliness, the US prison system, conscience, and doing what's right, protecting the innocent, community, and friendship. And I love there's a group of trucker girls that have each other's back, and they have silly conversations and razz each other. And so that's kind of a cute element. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines and put them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. But I didn't write down any funny lines because this is a serious drama. But I will share some of the interesting lines with you right now. So one of them is spoken by Morgan Freeman, and he says, talking to his partner, who's this very young agent, and he's learning from Morgan Freeman. And so he says something, and Morgan Freeman says, write a poem about it. Isn't that what you do at Yale? Because he went to Yale. Luckily, this new young green agent is pretty quick-witted, and he says, no, sometimes we write essays. So there's an SSA agent, and he says, trafficking will not go away until people stop buying. Amen, brother. Ain't that the truth? And then there's a line spoken by Juliette Binoche's character, and she says, talking to this young girl, you're lucky you know where you want to go. I only know what I'm running from. And so they start off with a very prickly relationship. And of course, they warm up to each other and things happen. No spoilers. But let me give you, before we go, recommendations for a couple of other movies that I instantly thought of as I was watching this. The first one is a Halle Berry movie called Kidnap. And it is just a serious action movie. This one is a little bit more of a slow burn, no pun intended, but a little slow moving. And there are a few little action sequences. But in Kidnap, she is just racing around, the mom trying to find her kidnapped daughter. And then another movie is called 6 Years Gone. And I just recently reviewed that one. It is also based on a kidnapping story and the aftermath that the mother endures trying to find her, trying to decide if she's going to give up and give up all hope, or if she's going to keep looking and how she's going to live her life, and on and on and on. Anyway, it was very interesting and heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. All right, that's it for my review. I hope if you watch this movie that you, I don't know if I want to say you enjoy it, but that you get something out of it, because it's a very heavy topic and definitely one that should be brought to light. And actually, before I go, let me tell you about an organization that I do some volunteer work. It's called Our Operation Underground Railroad. And it has done incredible things in actually finding children and teens and some adult women who've been kidnapped or sold into the sex trade. Anyway, fascinating work what they do. And they are always looking for volunteers and donations. And I highly recommend the good work that they're doing. So check them out. I'll leave the link in the description below. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.